Shalom Aleichem. This video is on Isaiah 7:14. Who really called the child named Immanuel? For the New Testament, I'll be using the Nestle Allen 26:27 Greek New Testament, the Kabbalah Codex of the Peshitta, and Shem Tov's Hebrew Matthew. For the Old Testament, I'll be using the Septuagint, the Aramaic text, the Aleppo Codex, Shem Tov Tanakh, the Peshitta Tanakh, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Matthew 1:23, Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Immanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. King James Version, KJV 16:11. This is quoting Isaiah 7:14. Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive, and bear a son, and shall call his name Immanuel. Just on the surface text of the KJV translation, you can tell these are completely different on who's calling who what. The New Testament has more than one individual calling the child Immanuel. The Tanakh, Isaiah, has the virgin calling his name Immanuel. Sorry. The Greek New Testament, Idao in Parthenos in Glastori ekai kai techatai hoian kai kalasasin to anoma autou Immanuel. Behold, the maiden in the womb has conceived, and bears a son, shall bear a son, and they shall call the name of him Immanuel. Idao in Parthenos in Glastori kai techatai hoian kai kalasais to anomach autou Immanuel. This is Isaiah 7:14. Behold, the maiden in the womb has conceived, and shall bear a son, and you shall call her name Immanuel. The Aramaic text uses the phrase kalaseis. Alright? The Matthew uses kalasasin. Sorry if I butchered the terms. I'm not as keen on Greek as I am in the Semitic tongue, but both happen to be verbs. Both are in the future tense. Both are in the active voice. Both are in the indicative mood. However, the Aramaic text uses second person. By the way, the Aramaic text amazingly, the Greek New Testament, the Greek Septuagint here in this version, amazingly accurate one to each other, close. This just happened to be the one variant that we do find. Same root word, but still variant. Is the Aramaic text uses second person, while the New Testament uses third person. What's the difference? Second person is where the speaker is speaking to somebody. He's speaking about the person he's speaking to. George tells Bob, will you go to the store for me? This is second person. Alright? In third person, the author is speaking to the audience about someone completely different. Someone that is not part of either the audience or the speaker himself. So, George speaks to Bob about Bill. That's third person. The LXX has second person singular, which speaks about an individual. So instead of y'all, it's you. So the New Testament uses plural. So instead of him or his or her or she, it's they, them, their, right? That's what plural is. So here, You shall call, LXX says, you shall call his name Immanuel, and the New Testament has, they shall call his name Immanuel, which evidently has the New Testament more than one person calling the child name Immanuel. The Septuagint has a Hodge calling his name Immanuel, because that's the audience that is being spoken to. In Matthew 1:23, in the Peshitta we read, Decha betoltach tevton watidlad bara Wanikron Shmei Immanuel. Behold, the maiden is with child, right? Or will conceive and will give birth to a son, and they will call his name Immanuel. This is quoting Isaiah 7:14, which has, if you notice, no dalet prefix of the first word, and a little, well, almost every word is different in inflection and whatnot. So, hu betutach, sorry, but not, da, bara, wanitkra, shmei Immanuel. Now, now the Peshitta New Testament uses wanitkron, the Tanakh uses wanitkra. Both happen to be verbs, both are in the third person, both are in the masculine gender, but one, however, is the New Testament, wanitkron is plural, wanitkre is singular. What does mean that the New Testament is speaking about more than one, speaking about one, like you, him, she, her, right? The New Testament, in this case, masculine, the Peshitta uses singular, you, him, plural, y'all, they, them, right? We, us. Both on the imperfect tense. The Peshitta New Testament is the Pial form, the Tanakh is in the SPL form. They shall call his name versus he shall call his name. The Hebrew Shem Tov Hebrew Tanakh of the New Testament says in Matthew 1:23, Hinei ha'anbach harach bitrad bin v'karat shmo Immanuel. Then quoting Isaiah 7:14, Hinei ha'alma harav vayoladet bin v'karat shmo Immanuel. The Dead Sea Scrolls reads, Hinei ha'alma harav vayoladet v'karat shmo Immanuel. As you can see, there are several differences, such as Immanuel is one word in both the New Testament and the Dead Sea Scroll, two words in the Masoretic text. Instead of Vayoladet, the New Testament has a Vitlad, which is a tav between the vav and the lamed, instead of at the end of the word, and instead of the yud, we've got the yud. So there's a few differences there. But the main word that's being used here is the differences in the DSS. It uses vikra, in the Masoretic text, and the Shem Tov uses vikrat. And so, ignoring the vav prefix, both happen to be verbs. Both are, one, the DSS has masculine, he, him, right? His, these are masculine. Or this could be in just gender too. Karat is feminine. her, she, right? And both are in the third person, meaning George is talking to Bill about Kayla or about Bob. Both are in singular. Both are incomplete action. Yes, that's he shall call his name. The Masoretic text and the Shem Tov, she shall call his name. In the Dead Sea Scroll, a guy, they don't know who the guy is, called the child name Immanuel. Both in the Masoretic text and the Shem Tov, the virgin or the maiden called the child name Immanuel. The LXX, to recap summary, the LXX says, you shall call his name Immanuel. The Greek New Testament agrees with the Peshuta Tanakh and reads, they shall call his name Immanuel. The Shem Tov agrees with the Masoretic text, which says, she shall call his name Immanuel. The Peshuta Tanakh agrees with the Dead Sea Scrolls that reads, he shall call his name Immanuel. Until next time, Shalom Aleichem.